by the composition. I think it's just has limitations, can look a little bit one-dimensional, but when it works, it's going to work really, really well. And if you look at FlyQuest, they are really trying to get these neon maps into their pool and let their young star shine on that role that they're so good at.
Well, I'm glad you're not offended, Mimi, and I'm glad that we can see what Cora can do.
Are you offended?
I'm not offended. I'm
Good.
here to experience the show that is Cora on this Neon. We are loading up now for Artificial Intelligence versus FlyQuest Red, and FlyQuest seem to be geared up for a little bit into mid. We saw them do some of these A-Link dives with breach stuns to set up the Neon, but playing away from the mains early on.
Go, go, go.
See just how quickly they want to move into this space. Ev holding for the ball line. It's actually going to be up into top mid, but there's already a Yoru over across the corner. Cora snaps first on the kill and quickly moves towards that B side. Will be Ida playing back into elbow, but a smoke up towards heaven. She's going to fall off the line.
Yeah, have to full give on B, but there's great positioning for retake. If she can hold on to that hall, he's going to be able to put a lot of pressure on these players trying to hold. But on the other side, a lurk up mid from the Omen, getting the kill onto Thea would be big to make this retake happen for AI.
Thea holding this line, but as a matter of fact, M taking her time, finally comes back in for the 1v1. B main, also a pressure point. In the corner, though, is going to be Thea taking that first kill. The rest of Artificial Intelligence have made their way into the site. Now Ev, around the corner, playing off of the stun, off of the flash, just buying more and more time. The shots are nice, and the swing is coming on through. Ev finds two, and now Thea baiting around the clock, waiting to take her moment around the corner. It's gonna blow. It has no chance in this round. 3 is all she'll get, but it's FlyQuest with the pistol.
And we talk about this Neon comp being full commit, full send, no second chances really, and that pistol round is such a testament to it. The stun is going not even as deep as she is entering. Cora does not care, slides past the utility, and just takes a straight up 1v1 to win and get that opening fight. And despite AI having some solid positions to try and make that retake happen, Thea getting that kill, cutting the rotates from mid, makes it so tough for AI to actually win that retake. But now in this round,
are stacked.
Gonna be a fight.
Yep, 4 players into A main, early teleport away to feign the retreat, but now a paranoia, everyone blinded up except for Thea. It's not going to matter. NX already with 2 kills, and the rest of FlyQuest move on forward. 2-on-1 now. Potentially some guns on the ground. He's deciding not to hold onto the territory, just putting down a trip to keep it at bay.
Yeah, and it's the perfect trip. It is going to have to break it, reveal exactly where she is. And now Wall can look for a gun, picks up a stinger. Really the weapon for the job here is the C's. Just barely miss out, but a lot of noise made, and I just get to play this one together.
Ida moving on to the site, taps the spike, but Bob is there. FlyQuest do good there to hold on to a couple of their purchases, and the Vandal in Lace's hand.
Find the weakness.
Yeah, they would have dreamed of holding on to a lot more. AI had a good setup there. Waited for that Neon to come on through, had a counter flash. I think the paranoia coming in from that Omen, and there's a world. They get that 3rd kill spamming away on the 3 players, basically just sitting in a clump in main, and we might be looking at a 1 round. Not to be in this one. Instead, we look towards the future where FlyQuest, thanks to taking a lot of damage, are going to have to put an investment into this one. They're forcing up on a couple guns, so a loss here would be substantive.
And a bit of a battle for mid control. FlyQuest sitting inside of this smoke. Cora ready to pounce as the haunt blooms. Doesn't connect on to anyone. Cora versus Annex. A matchup we have to keep our eyes on. How strong Annex looked in her last showing. Now with full control over mid. FlyQuest make their way into Trushi. Over on A, dodges away from the stun, but there's more stuns, there's more flashes behind it. She's gonna have to dip back into the rest of sight. Cora already on the pounce, on the hunt, to try and deal with this chamber, and she does. Cora doesn't even slow down. Still eyeing up these players coming in from Link. Annex on the flank. Causes some chaos, but Ev is there to wait. Deal with the flank. Already more utility coming back into the site. It's a bit chaotic now, but Cora holds her ground and moves up with the rest of the team to fight into spawn, deal with Ida. Now Simulcra.
Are they just going to go B now?
Yep, all around the world, because Lace is there to stab her in the back.
Yeah, FlyQuest there. I think you're showcasing how good this matchup is with the Neon into the Chamber. Because the first line that Chamber's on, Breach Flash. Okay, I'm ripping my TP. Then there's a stun. There's a seize coming through the little window on A. There's an aftershock. There are literally 18 pieces of utility that Trushi is having to avoid. And while all of that is going on, Cora is just bunny hopping around the corner. Gets the easiest kill of her life, and boom, the A side is absolutely open for business. So normally when you're playing this comp, you can like play 4-1s or 3-1-1s with the Chamber alone, but with the Neon, with the Breach, you don't get any respite. And now it's Vice's turn to experience the heat.
Even with all the Vice utility there, like, what does that actually do? It doesn't do much of anything unless it is hitting shots like that. Really crisp out of her. The rest of FlyQuest have ignored planting the spike, instead favoring eyeing things up in towards CT. Haunt comes out, but Annex, out of heaven, gets another few kills. Excellent work on the Sheriff play. Out of artificial intelligence, and it's not going to slow down. A huge thrifty round for the team.
Yeah, and that's the style you want to play when you're up against this this quick hit Neon comp. You play a little further back, you fight back in once the initial volley of util is up, and you catch players in that transition period where the util's just coming out of their hands, the Neon is further up than the rest of the team, and the spacing ends up being really bad, and they do really well to hit the shots in that perfect gap of time. So a bit of happiness there for AI after losing the bonus to get back into this game. But now they have to face the gauntlet of these ultimates and FlyQuest that is going to go fast on an ace play.
And Trushi with an operator as well. See what she can do up in main, but Cora's already wrapped around the corner. Annex now left alone with all the chaos of the util, the ultimates coming around. Now a rolling thunder to add into the mix. Cannot get in front of that one. Annex falls down. The rest of her team pushed back into spawn, delayed up by the stun. Now FlyQuest set up for the post plant.
But it's a retake from one angle. They are going to be so caught up trying to get through this tiny choke point, the ult. That'll help a bit.
Okay. Does a little bit of work to push FlyQuest back, but there's still the camera they broke. Now a tripwire to get past. The Steel Garden's run out, but it has allowed artificial intelligence to get back into the site. Ida has been hot in this game. So many kills with Sheriff rounds to win the last one. But now they have to keep working forward. Artificial intelligence can't quite find a fight. It's a 1-for-1 at first. Now Ida joins into the fray. Ida and M around the corner get a couple of kills. It's now 1-on-1. Ida holding. Waiting for Thea to face up into the line, but has to get back onto the spike. Comes around, and it's Ida to see it through again. The clock is going down. It's gonna be close, but it's just gonna be their .01. She's ridiculous.
That's outstanding from Ida. Literally the last possible millisecond she could have defused that spike and pulls it off. FlyQuest were bouncing around, trading off each other so well. Thea thought she had done enough, but Ida just too good there. What an impressive round again from this Vice player. And you rewind even earlier in that one, and it felt hopeless for AI. They were 3 retaking through one angle in spawn, but pull it off, and now FlyQuest on a bit of a rough buy, and again, fighting forward in mid.
Cora just ran into her death. Execution in mid, but Smolakra in a tough spot. The rest of FlyQuest capitalizing into that space. Now Annex drifting up. Right on behind FlyQuest. Full information for Ida to play off of. That is beautiful. The comms are locked in. Ida is crisp with it. And it's just Lace. Chucks out the hat for a crumb of information. Knows those 3 players are lined up in mid. The spike out in the open. Lace nice on the first, but there's more behind it. More where that came from. Artificial intelligence tie it up.
AI was getting caught off guard really early on by these fast plays, but you see how they've adjusted a little bit. Playing deeper in mid at the start of these rounds, playing more passive on their A and B holds. They're picking the right timings now to swing into the Neon as she's sliding forward, and because of that, you've seen Cora, who was dominating in the first 3 rounds, start to slip down and be responsible for a lot more of the first deaths in these recent ones. That's going to be a big win condition this game. Do not let Cora run you over. Make them waste the double initiator util. Because when you force FlyQuest to slow down, to play more of a mid-round, that's when they're really going to suffer for not having a Viper, for not having as many tools to work the map as you might in some of the more conventional compositions on this map.
And so far, apart from the last round, it has seemed like Korra has been fairly successful at getting into sites. Last few rounds that AI strung together, it was, you think about it, Ida in some post-plant situations. Even when it felt like FlyQuest were in good spots to see it through. Give you some ideas now to look at post-plant protocols from FlyQuest, or...
Yeah. I think it's also
round.
like, I wouldn't hate to see them being more willing to like show slightly slower openings and rip these fast plays a little bit later into the rounds instead of insta-going off first rip. Like, pretty much always they're like full sending into a site off the first rotation of util, not really waiting for that second cycle. But I don't think this round's going to be different because they are all stacked up towards B. They're about to rip, but there's a paranoia they could go through, and Yoru ready to swing. This could get dangerous.
See what Annex can do here. No fear, but maybe should have been a little bit better.
That combo is so nice there. Throwing down the cage to block off the push, having a counter haunt ready to go, and the push is completely nullified. And now it's M in trouble, stuck in the corner, and dead.
Wow. Oh, Trushi just with a shotgun of an operator in the smoke. Will maybe give AI a chance into the round. There is a Fade ult to play with. Simulacra up in heaven, gets knocked out by Thea. Now it's all eyes on Ida once again, except this time 11 HP. FlyQuest in a much more comfortable post-plant position. I think Trushi's just going to hightail it out of here with the op in hand.
I don't even know if Trushi can get out. Gonna jump for their life, and just barely. She'll stay alive and run away with that gun. But yeah, just that counter volley of util. Really great from FlyQuest to punish the forward play, and then as they're actually ripping into the site, you see them getting more proactive in that post plant. Thea TPing up into heaven. They combine that with a bit of a push towards elbow to pressure and buy attention away from Thea, who's then rewarded with a kill there. Good stuff from them. And I think just my biggest question, and I imagine AI's too, is this going to be a FlyQuest that is ever going to turn down the pace? Or are we bound for just 18 million fast Neon Breach hits every single round?
I think it's more likely it's the latter there, Mimi.
Yeah, looks like it. All five players posted towards B again. I feel bad for Ida. Like, she's full dumping her util on the site every round because of just how overwhelming these hits are. Is basically having to play full retake regardless.
Although with the amount of kills she's been getting, already a second Steel Garden of the half online. So some options here to fight back in for AI. But as we're saying, Thorns are alive, but FlyQuest are alive and inside of the site. So Ida falls back. Have to be wary of that teleport up into heaven. But at the same time, Annex has worked in on the flank on the opposite end. Okay, up towards heaven. FlyQuest, very similar post-plant position. And it's about time for AI to do something. About time for them to strike back into the site. Just waiting for the aggro is Bob. Now there's no Steel Garden. Good luck. FlyQuest making quick work out of this contact to retake from AI. That's not the look for them. And now M pushed back behind the smoke in mid. So many eyes on her and her teammates' position. AI forced to save once more.
I think AI need to change up how they're playing the B hold. They've been having solo Vice here the last couple rounds, bar that one where they went for the forward play with that Yoru. But the issue is that they're dumping all of their util to as if they're holding the site, right? Throwing the two thorns at the entry, throwing the wall up, but no one's actually fighting to contest that space. So FlyQuest isn't respecting it at all. They're only using the haunt and the stun to get out onto site. And then they have so many tools left over in the post line. You see there, before anyone from AI has arrived to even try and make this retake happen, already it's a TP into heaven, it's a fight into CT, it's perfect crossfire setup, and AI's comp doesn't really have enough to break through that strong of a post plant. I'd like to see them a little more willing to get active, to disrupt as these hits are coming in, instead of full waiting for the set retakes.
Well, it was supposed to be that look with the chamber on B, but FlyQuest have switched it up. Quick towards A, the stun connects onto Simulacra. Korra already up around the corner. And yet this Fade has survived for a moment. And now punishing Korra. Not looking the right direction. There's not enough bullets left in the chamber. So our eyes move to this elbow hold. 2 players stuck arm in arm, but Ev already around the corner. Now M into the side. Good paranoia. Connects into that. And it is around the other corner as well. Hold on. AI might have made something out of this hold, as a matter of fact. Now the Steel Garden, as Lace tries to challenge in, but now pushed back with only a pistol in hand. That won't be good enough, not with how it has been playing today. And Bob sacrifices her teammate on site. Stall out, get the Phantom back into play, but with 17 HP and that spike sitting in the middle of 3 players, there's just no way.
Is she holding the line with the Dakota Force as well?
Oh,
no.
Way. 1 on 2.
That's 1.
Hunt broken, only hears the
30
one
seconds left.
one gunfire. The clock now an issue for Bob. Pressured in.
One enemy remaining.
Sees it, it deals with her. Bob with a chance for a 1v3. Ham coming around the corner, and we'll narrowly see it through for AI. We're on the edge of our seats, but they get the round all the same.
Should not have been that close in the end. But all's well that ends well, I suppose, for AI. That's the kind of run I want to see, though. They're so proactive and give that first little bit of space to Neon, and then we're ripping Paranoia. We're fighting into the site together and disrupting FlyQuest as they're making their ingress. Now they have to take that learning and apply that to B, because there's about to be yet another rip onto this site, and this time there's 2 of the best exec ults to back it up.
AI have bodies, though. M and Trushi playing together, but there you have it, the Rolling Thunder in. FlyQuest not taking any chances, expecting the pivot. And after the Rolling Thunder, there's the added layer of a Nightfall. Full control now for Thea. A Paranoia geared up for backside, but instead, slowing things down.
This is a setup to try and counter that same CT fight on the post plant that Fly's been doing a couple times, but it's different. Cora forward for the first.
The fight went into mid. Now the rest of FlyQuest regroup onto site, ready for the heaven line. It and the rest of the crew pushed out. Paranoia only going to delay for a moment. These positions on site, so difficult to carve FlyQuest out of them. They burrowed their way in there. And there is just no backing them out. AI, once again, B post plant, fail on the retake, save a couple of guns.
If FlyQuest had played the post plant the same way, that would have been a really effective change. They would have had 3 players ready, a counter Paranoia to deal with the fight into CT. But instead, upon realizing that there's 3 players there off the Nightfall, FlyQuest instead send Neon off into mid. I don't even think she had that much to support her. Gets the pick there, and then the biggest issue with retaking on Crowd is if you ever lose one of your second avenue in and you end up retaking from one angle, it just becomes almost impossible to win because these sites are so favorable to whomever is defending them.
It really does seem like AI have made a lot of the right adjustments, but they're just coming in 1 round too late.
Yep.
FlyQuest are ahead of them.
And look, now they're like, okay, we're going to change back. We expect something into mid. And this is where Fly is just going to rip the same thing. Forward wall. Okay. Going to try and catch this Neon out alone and take a 1v1?
Does it matter? Cora's been isolated on the side a few times. This time, though, AI have filtered in 3 players. Scouting from Thea sees a Yoru clone. And Cora goes moving into the site. Stunned up by her teammate isn't a great look, but the rest of FlyQuest, because that wall was placed deep, had already been in front of it. So it's not the isolated Neon in sight, like in previous rounds, or even like was expected in this round. FlyQuest make quick work of the half-buy.
Cora might be having too much fun on this one. Just running around, pretty much a license to int however much she wants once they get these spiked down. Here she comes. Running around the corner.
You love to be a Neon player with the license to end.
Yeah.
Oh, we're really doing it. Knife out? Okay.
Oh, that's despicable. Gets the kill to Lace.
It's
actually really optimal because you want to get another pip on the Cypher ult when your Neon already has ultimate online. Right?
Yeah.
That's definitely what was happening there.
Yeah. You know what,
Yeah.
Mimi? Can you just cast the rest of the game like that? I take you so much more seriously when you put on your real analysis voice.
When I use my real analysis voice, yeah. I'll try. Chrissy, it's another B hit.
Oh, wait,
it's
why
gonna
is
be a little later
Bob
this
A?
time.
Is Bob A just to lurk because we think we're better now, or are we actually
it's a
selling a real A fake? Because I've seen Bob do both of these things previously.
Yes. It's 50-50.
I think this is a real fake though, with Bob looking maybe for a later mid lurk. Ida up in heaven. Destroys Korra. The slow round is not a good look for FlyQuest, it would seem. Except now that the supporting staff has arrived, Lace and Ev get a couple of kills. Ida using this cage against FlyQuest. What a play out of Ida. Nice movement onto the site. She has been the star of artificial intelligence this game for sure. Continuing that into this round. Now hunting up into Lace, but the super sub trades 1 for 1. Gives Bob a chance. In the 1-on-3, Bob couldn't do it. Now a 1-on-2, not going to manage it either. It's still close heading into the second half.
Yeah, really respectable half there for AI, especially winning out on the last round there. They made a couple of the right adjustments, maybe just a little bit too late. Still, squeaking out 5-7, that's enough. You win a pistol, you're right back in control of this one, and I do think FlyQuest's composition is a little bit tough to play on defense. You have not a lot of stall util because you've chosen to use this Cypher. You also don't have a Viper to help out in that regard. So as we saw in the attack, it is going to be a lot of just Neon fight into mid, take that space, and then go for fast rotates. So AI have to have that in their mind. It is the very obvious thing that is happening with the Neon comp. And now we get to see how they play, as I'd expect them to have to slow this game down a little bit and kind of focus on pushing that Neon out, containing space on the map, and going for much later round executes than we saw in the first half from FlyQuest.
You think about good Breach stun angles. Breach could actually hit a nasty horizontal stun into B main here, if info is given from Bob.
Sleep.
AI taking things slow, and hey, that's a little info from Bob. 1 down on the other side of things, and she wants a little bit more. That could have been another kill with a seize. Taking Trushi down low.
Look at Korra, too. Walked all the way up into mid. Do you clear this corner? Yes. Probably will spot her out, but a stun and a relay bolt gets Korra back out.
Bob's still
She doesn't
challenging
want to
the
leave,
B main
actually.
as well. This could be maybe FlyQuest hunting for a bit too much, with Bob falling down in B main. The rest of AI walk it on over towards that side of the map. Thea is here.
Teleport's ready.
With a paranoia in hand. So hard to match up against AI if they actually flood into this site.
Yeah, Bob got a little greedy. That could jeopardize this round. Thea spots one and tiptoes away.
Not in a great spot to hit multiple players with the paranoia. And Trushi just narrowly dodging that one out. Will punish. FlyQuest now with 2 players working into mid. This battery of Korra and Ev, they'll have to be the ones to get something working here, but it has lodged herself in the corner right on this left side. Good drill. Forced them out, but Korra caught on the reload timer. Isn't a great look. What can Lace do back here towards spawn? A whole heck of a lot. That's going to be the truth. Now Ev fires back for mid. Smolakra has to choose an angle, and will be good on that. Block now an issue. Smolakra taking her time. Lace jumping around on the corner. It's Smolakra to take the pistol in the Red Bull clutch for AI.
It's a super nice clutch to win out there for Smolakra, and a much needed win for AI. But I think we almost saw some of the newer team, little less experienced squad mistakes get the better of them there. Think back to the beginning of that round, that fight into B main. 2 players there, only one is actually swinging through the smoke at a time, and there's no trade to be found. Then as they're scaling out onto the site, a missed trade in that one as well. But it all matters not when Smolkra's able to come up with a round like that, and now it's a FlyQuest who's down on just a couple bought-in pistols and a 4-1 stack over towards A.
Lace takes a shot. That's my favorite retiree, sitting at 15-7. Match MVP currently.
If she had a real job, she'd have just graduated college?
Yeah.
Bring them down.
Like entry-level
wouldn't
position.
even have a real job yet.
Where are
Maybe doing a summer internship? No, retiree. Sorry, Lace.
Crazy. Oh, yeah, my
Okay.
favorite retiree. Get a shot like that, go spend some time on a beach somewhere,
Dude, she
get
wins
back
this
into
round.
the
I'm booking
server
her a
for
cruise.
one more. That's a real clone. And here she goes for another. Okay. Not going to make it happen. But
Yeah,
Bob
no
has
cruise today.
picked up a bulldog off the body that Lace knocked down earlier. FlyQuest now getting into the site. 1-for-1 is manageable. 2-on-2 is extremely manageable.
One enemy
Oh,
remaining.
Simulacra locking it down. Ev now. Only a classic to play with. But it has been so sharp today. Walking all the way around. The right clicks are working for Ev. They're gonna get it as well. Unbelievable.
I want just a smidgen of Ev's right-click RNG. Hits 2 perfect upper body head right-clicks in that 1v2 clutch. Pulls out a back-to-back Red Bull clutch, this time going the way of FlyQuest. And, oh, AI, your momentum is gone.
And again, it's only possible because that first Sheriff kill from Lace leaves a Bulldog on the ground. Bob uses that to get a few extra kills. And
It's
that
only
just-
possible even further because the classic is free.
That's true. That is
Yeah.
true.
And because the Big Bang happened like
The Big Bang
a billion
did
years
happen.
ago. That led to
Honestly, I think we're going to rename Ev's right click to the Big Bang.
Oh, that's something. Let's see how good the right clicks are for the other side. AI down to the pistols here as Fly holds for the aggression in mid.
That stun is so nice out of Ev.
Down mid.
Also a free ability, by the way.
So economical. 150 credits used to take care of Lace. I think it's 100 rather. I'm failing the skill check here.
Yeah, honestly, maybe you should retire.
I'm upset.
Ask Lace what her favorite beaches are.
She's got to know some good spots.
She's got to. 'Cause I feel like whenever you retire as well, you got to go on a trip somewhere, you know. And since Lev is retired, Lace is retired like 8 times, been all over the world. My favorite Lace retiree was when she just retired and went to Berlin as a sub. Still played at GCC. Looked
Yep.
really good too.
She did. Yeah, she was cooking that event. Continuing to do so now. That's a pretty clean round. 4 players left alive in that one to be able to get up to 9-6. Now, finally, there's going to be some guns for AI. So, I'd like to see them take it a little slow here. Wait for that neon aggression to come. Diffuse any of these trap plays. Figure it out for a sec. Or you just
pause.
50-50. You hit a site, and either the neon breach is there, and it's horrible, or it's just a cipher and you win. And good news,
it's just the cipher.
it's just the cipher.
Well, it's a good thing Lace hasn't been hitting any shots today.
That's true.
Face your fear.
Very good news. Nightfall is not going to tag onto her. And that teleport isn't exactly what you're looking for. Annex has been having a tough day, and now just running into an unfortunate situation. Maybe M can get things going, but with Lev coming around the corner like that, it's kept things all evened up. Lace still alive in the corner. Bob now raining in from above. And a shorty to close it out. Brutal.
Oof. That is a rough way to end the round. FlyQuest, you know, they guessed the wrong side on their execute. AI had an opportunity, but that Yoru TP going so wrong, and then because Fly had full map control everywhere else, they are almost instant on the rotate. That's another one of these strengths with this Neon comp. You play defense on a map that normally has some pretty brutal defender rotates if you lose mid control. Nah, she's there in like 10 seconds flat, ready to flood on in and just decimate as the exec is still coming through.
And a weakness on the other side with the Yoru comp. It's way harder to break out of the choke points. The Yoru TP not so reliable as the Neon, which is just running you down. AI
Just
caught
staring
sleeping. Cora has had 8 Red Bulls, diving in towards bot and mid. Bob following it up.
One enemy remaining.
It's a massacre.
She's just running down mid and just behind 4 players. And no one's looking. Oh my
Cinema.
god. That was a beautiful round of Valorant. Oh,
Yeah.
sometimes Valorant is just really, really funny.
Can we just do
was a
that?
good
Let's just
round.
run that back, but go through the A side. Yeah?
Yeah,
Maybe?
let's do it.
I mean, look at
Let's
the
do
ultimates FlyQuest have. Cora's gonna rip the zappy hands.
See, this comp is great because no matter what side of the map you're on, you have 3 strats. Run down mid, run down A, run down
look at
B.
the mini-map. Here goes Cora. Cora's not slowing down. She's blinded by her own teammate. She's blinded by her own teammate.
Fine.
Now we're rolling thunder. It doesn't matter. Ida trades out 1 for 1. Maybe Ida can actually lock it up. The rest of FlyQuest are here, though. Annex challenges the line. Now Thea into the party, and FlyQuest have bitten off a little bit more than they can chew. Lace.
But what if Lace wins the 1v3? She's a retiree. It's okay. You can't blame her for that whip.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
those are 65-year-old hands right there.
Again, their fear is a fraction.
Okay.
Quite.
Fly might be getting too whimsical. No happiness, no joy.
Okay. Hey,
You just
lock
wasted
in.
3 ults running it down to lose off the rip. 3 ults!
It's a good thing they have the best ults in the game. Omen and Cypher now.
No,
play
that's
this
big
next
for
round.
real.
It really is.
I cannot believe they just straight up, like, off barrier ripped 3 ults to lose the round. Okay. It's
Somehow
not slowing down,
I
by the way,
can.
Christy.
Yeah, okay. Dimensional drift towards B. Here goes Annex. Thinking about popping out of this. Only a shorty to back it up. Lace is all sorts of blind, but 1 pump on the shorty isn't going to get the job done. FlyQuest have come into the site now with a vengeance. Yo Garden. Just a few more seconds left on that. Lace is just running through without a care in the world. How is she alive? How is she not blinded by that? Another question. Now Ida in the corner locks things up. It's still seemingly strong for artificial intelligence. They'll take another. Now within 3.
I feel like I've not been able to breathe since this game started. It's just
You want to just take a deep
non-stop
breath
running.
altogether? In, out. It's an eco round for FlyQuest. That means they can't do anything aggressive, right?
Right. Yep. No, that's right. That's why they're buying Cora a hero gun.
Surely we wouldn't just sprint somewhere.
Surely we wouldn't just run down mid on our eco, right, guys?
Gulp. Surely Bob just wouldn't walk up.
Hey,
beat
they're
knife
walking
out.
down mid. This
They're
is a
walking,
new team.
but something tells me it's about to explode. Shoulder spotted from Ev through the smoke. Yeah, AI are waiting for it.
1 enemy remaining.
Hey,
And
we're
for this
laughing,
walk-up
we're
too.
getting goofy. But to AI's credit, I mean, they have seen a Fly that is overheating, getting way too aggressive in these rounds. They've started to tone it back, just wait for the aggro. And in particular, it has done a great job of containing this aggression, picking these players off as they run. And from a game that, honestly, should have been over like 2 rounds ago, now AI is only down 9-11. They're in a position where they win 1 more rifle round. FlyQuest's bank is in a bad place, and they could actually come back and win this map.
Yeah, it's true. And this is kind of classic FlyQuest. Like, get a big lead, start playing real fast and loose. Usually FlyQuest can flip that button and lock it in. But they're going to have to do it on this round. This is a swing round for them. Geared up in B main currently, although AI have done a good job of calling away from the B main aggression, finding Lace isolated once again.
Camera cage triggered.
Now the slowest round maybe of the game thus far.
Careful now.
When does Lace
Rip.
pounce?
Tripwire destroyed.
Into the smoke, taking her time. Hauling in the rotates from the rest of FlyQuest. I mean, FlyQuest have 3 back in spawn ready to go and just cause so much distraction for Lace on the other side. Lace has never been dealt with, but the rest of her team has fallen down. And now she has to be a hero. That support staff doing absolutely nothing. Ev goes down too, but Lace is waiting. Lace trying to find her mark. Ida has been unleashed. And that flip of the switch that was supposed to come in for FlyQuest, it was a different look for them, but AI still, Mimi, have been fully prepared.
Yeah, AI just full contact into that site. Couldn't find the opportunity for Lace to get proactive, to pop through that smoke and make her play, and instead, it's AI walking up much further than Fly expected. They get caught with util in hand, and now AI, with a round where they're likely to keep 5 members alive through it, with their ults starting to build back up, 1 away from Fade Ult, 1 away from that Vice ultimate as well. And this feels like a game where opportunities are continuing to slip away for FlyQuest.
Mm-hmm. Bob's gonna get a couple of kills, but it doesn't matter.
That makes 3.
I mean, even if Bob aces here, it doesn't matter. Sure, the op is taken out of the hand, but looking at AI's money, they've got enough to buy every round for the rest of the game. Doesn't matter how many guns they lose.
Timeout is what I'd expect to see here for FlyQuest. There it is. This has been sliding for too long. It's time to say no to whimsy.
Yeah, and already I am thinking that this timeout may have been called. If you see it, FlyQuest all bought guns before the timeout. There's a world here where the coach just wants to hit the pause button and say, hold on, are we really forcing up Guardians into this round?
Yeah,
Around
you're
the
up
tie
11-10
up the
still.
game. It has got a steal Garden as well.
If Fly force here and lose, AI is pretty much going to get 12. And then you're looking at, from a game that was perfectly in control for FlyQuest, to one where they'd have to look to overtime to win it. That is a really, really brutal proposition ahead of them. I think they just got to take a breather a little bit. If they want to do something aggro, you could go for a fight into mid, something along those lines early, but they need to show that they can play the slower pace, that they can play into these later round retakes and, you know, win on more than just run it down every round.
Yeah, you can play trap plays. Trap plays with the Breach Cypher very strong. But this is weird. Bob picked up the op, and the Boperator is a classic. But AI will be aware of that. Bob playing in top mid. An early pick could just open things up, but AI have kind of started avoiding that space, have been waiting for the early aggro, and then execing as a clump.
I think it's going to be a trap off of Bob's op. Going to get smoked off, so doesn't really have the same contain, but she makes contact here, can then rip the stun, have the neon swing in. This is a bit more reserved look, which I do like to see.
And look how deep AI are playing, too. Ida all the way back in spawn, holding the A push. 3 players working in towards B. Simulacra picks up the Nightfall off of the orb. Do they want to just pop this? M can teleport deep into heaven.
There's 4 players here already from FlyQuest.
The bop. It's classic. And now a Nightfall just to scout. That is going to ping up no one in main. The rest of FlyQuest shift into mid. Annex needs to get this opener, but it won't be there. Bop! Another one from top mid. And the slow round is paid off for FlyQuest. AI surprised by the reserved approach. I'll pray to the op. Now it's on Ida again. Ida and M.
One enemy remaining.
Working through mid, but there's Cora. There's the rest of the squad. Cora just dancing around, doing circles around Ida to take Fly up to map point.
And you're seeing the virtues of playing slower with this comp. When you've been conditioning running into spawn every round, your opponent is predisposed to just waste 45 seconds waiting for that inevitable play. By the time they're trying to actually diffuse any trap plays and work up in space, you've already gained enough information to have 4 players on B and completely lock this one up. I don't think there's anything more FlyQuest than running it down 8 rounds in a row, losing 4, looking like you're going to lose the game, and then pulling out the Bob Operator to sure up match point.
Absolutely silly. Now again, Quiet playing 3 into mid, ready to flood out into B after this Nightfall, after the Steel Garden. Steel Garden pings up Ev, but not Cora, importantly. And Ev gets a classic kill! Are you joking me? The rest of AI are walking over towards the A side, but Thea's here. Trushi's down to 1 HP. Trushi's down to nothing. It's falling apart for AI. Ida maybe with a chance, but it's only 1 for 1, and that is not enough. It's not looking good now. AI have to work into the A site. Sure, they've got ultimates. Sure, they're going to wait for a smoke to go down, but FlyQuest Red are already here. They thought they had a chance in the map. They thought they were cooking something with 4 rounds in a row. But now M's on nothing. And Cora already coming around. Knocked out by Simulacra. Now that Nightfall to activate. Double ping. Should give AI some confidence to get back into the site. But they're taking their sweet time with this. Waiting for a paranoia, but they might have waited too long. Lace is already here playing inside of the smoke. 30 seconds left on the clock. And now it's FlyQuest, the ones feeling confident. Pushing these players back with a smoke on the choke point. And the ultimate to the other side. It was a full-on bait for Ev. But it's isolated, these 2 players. Simulacra waiting for the lurk and doesn't get her timing.
So now it's all onto M. Only 21 health, so far away from the team, and the other Omen ulting right in her face. forced to cancel out and now reposition back onto the site as health is still a world away.
There's still trips
still
on
up
this
in main
site.
even.
M has to play forward on so little HP. 1 for 1. She has to find at least that for her teammate to see the round through. Patience. Patience now, and that's the kill. That's what AI needed to stay alive in the game. Except now it's just M, and it wasn't supposed to be M in this situation. Lace is waiting for it. FlyQuest knuckle down and take this first map.
Defenders win.
This team wouldn't play it any other way than this.